Welcome to Module 10, Supporting Print Devices. This module covers deploying printers and multifunction devices, replacing print device consumables, and troubleshooting print device issues, all core A+2201201 skills. By the end of this module, you'll be able to deploy printer and multifunction devices, replace print device consumables, and troubleshoot print device issues. These three outcomes map to the 3 lessons ahead. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to answer: what environmental factors should you consider when setting up a printer for optimal performance and longevity? Why is it important to regularly update firmware on multifunction devices and printers? And how do you confirm that a USB-connected printer is properly installed and functioning? 3 more questions for this lesson. How do you configure default settings for a printer using the Printer Properties dialog in Windows? How do you configure a printer to be shared across a network in Windows? And what measures can you implement to secure a networked printer? Environmental factors matter for printer setup. Maintain proper temperature and humidity, and ensure good ventilation to prevent overheating. Keep the area free of dust and debris to avoid contaminating rollers and print heads. And place the printer on a stable, level surface to prevent vibration and misalignment. Firmware updates matter for several reasons. They provide bug fixes that improve reliability, deliver security patches that prevent exploits, add new features and compatibility with the OS and other software, and improve driver and application compatibility overall. To confirm a USB-connected printer is properly installed, check the physical USB cable connection and make sure the printer is powered on. Confirm it appears under Printers and Device Manager, and print a test page from Devices and Printers to verify it's actually functioning. To configure default settings using Printer Properties in Windows, open Control Panel, go to Devices and Printers, right-click the printer and choose Printer Properties, then adjust defaults like paper size, orientation, duplex, and print quality. Those settings apply to all future print jobs. To share a printer across a Windows network, go to Devices and Printers, right-click the printer, choose Printer Properties, then the Sharing tab. Select Share this printer and set a share name. Other users can then connect by using Add Printer and selecting the shared device. Securing a networked printer takes several measures. Change default admin passwords, restrict access through permissions and group policies, keep firmware up to date, disable unused protocols like FTP and Telnet, monitor logs for unusual activity, and use encryption like TLS or IPsec for sensitive print jobs. Here's what this lesson covers: printer unboxing and setup location, firmware management in multifunction devices and printers, print device connectivity, printer drivers and page description languages, and printer properties. Continuing the roadmap: printer preferences, printer sharing, printer security, and scanner configuration round out this lesson. When selecting a printer, consider speed in pages per minute, resolution in dots per inch, and paper handling, the types and sizes of paper it supports. For setup location, think about power and network access, the environment, and accessibility. When unboxing, use safe lifting techniques, remove all packing strips, and let the printer acclimate before use. Here's what a printer actually looks like straight out of the box. Notice the packing materials and protective strips that need to come out before first use. For checking and updating firmware, access it through System Information or the printer's IP web interface, then download and install updates through the control panel or vendor site. For resetting or reflashing, use the Settings or Maintenance menu and select Reset, or go through the Web Interface's Firmware Updates section. Best practices: always back up printer settings before updating, use only official vendor firmware, schedule updates during off hours, and keep a copy of the previous firmware version in case you need to roll back. Printers connect 3 main ways. USB is the most common direct connection. Type B on the printer, Type A on the PC, with a USB-C adapter if your laptop lacks USB-A. Best for single-user, local printing. Ethernet uses an RJ45 port for a stable, high-speed network connection. Best for offices where multiple users need one printer. And wireless connects either through infrastructure mode, via a Wi-Fi router, or Wi-Fi direct, connecting straight to the device, best for home or mobile printing convenience. Time for a simulation. Printer setup and configuration. Unbox and set up a virtual or physical printer. Connect it using USB, Ethernet, or wireless. Install the appropriate driver and configure default settings, then test it by printing a sample document. Printer drivers are usually auto-installed through plug-and-play, enabling communication between the OS and the printer. For manual installation, download the driver from the vendor, open the Add Printer wizard, choose Have Disk, and navigate to the driver folder, and install the driver matching your desired PDL. Page description languages define how documents are formatted for printing, supporting scalable fonts, vector graphics, and color printing. PostScript, PCL, and PDF are common examples. Printer Properties is the admin-focused dialog for managing hardware and device settings, updating drivers, changing port assignments, configuring printer sharing on the network, and installing accessories like a duplex unit. Printer preferences, by contrast, is user-focused, controlling default print settings for individual jobs, like paper size, orientation, quality, duplex versus single-sided printing, and color versus grayscale. A print server manages print jobs and queues and handles driver distribution to clients. It can be built into an OS, run as dedicated hardware, or live inside the printer itself. In Windows, share a printer through Devices and Printers, Properties, then the Sharing tab, and clients automatically download the driver when they connect. Users connect through the Network Object and File Explorer, or by mapping the UNC path directly, like 2 backslashes, computer name, backslash, printer name. Printer security relies on a few layers. User authentication restricts print access to authorized users only, protecting sensitive documents. Secured print release requires authentication right at the printer before a job is released. Common methods include a PIN code, a smart badge swipe, or a username and password. Audit logs and monitoring track who printed what, when, and from where. Additional protections include encrypting print traffic, especially over Wi-Fi, and staying current on firmware to patch vulnerabilities. Optical character recognition, or OCR, converts scanned text into editable, searchable documents. Scanner types include the flatbed for single pages or books, and the automatic document feeder for scanning multiple pages at once. Network scan services include scan to email, sending the file directly to a recipient, SMB, saving to a shared folder, and scan to cloud, uploading directly to cloud storage. Lesson 10.2. Print Device Maintenance. This lesson maps to A+2201201, Objective 3.8, Performing Appropriate Printer Maintenance. Welcome to this video on printer maintenance. We'll start with an overview of the core objectives related to maintaining various print devices effectively. In this video, we will cover how a duplexing assembly works, best practices for replacing toner cartridges, and the typical components found in a printer maintenance kit. We will also examine routine maintenance tasks for inkjet printers and essential steps for keeping direct thermal printers in good working condition. A duplexing assembly is used for automatic two-sided printing. By flipping the paper, it saves resources, improves cost efficiency, and reduces the bulk of printed documents. When replacing a toner cartridge, power down the printer first. After inserting the new cartridge, remember that used toner is hazardous and should be recycled via the manufacturer's program. Printer maintenance kits typically include a fuser assembly, various rollers, and separation pads. These are replaced based on page count or when a maintenance warning appears. Inkjet printers require regular care, including cleaning the print heads, checking alignment, and using the printer frequently to prevent ink from drying out. For direct thermal printers, keep the print head clean using approved tools, avoid using sharp objects, and store your thermal paper in a cool, dry environment. This video continues with a deeper dive into the imaging processes and specific maintenance requirements for laser, inkjet, thermal, and impact printers. Laser printers are favored for their speed and high-quality output. They also offer features like duplex printing, which handles both sides of the paper automatically. The laser imaging process follows 6 key stages: processing, charging, exposing, developing, transferring, and fusing, followed by a cleaning step to prepare for the next cycle. Key laser maintenance involves loading paper carefully to prevent jams, properly replacing toner cartridges, and cleaning the interior to avoid streaks on your documents. Inkjet printers are known for high-quality color. They use either a thermal or piezoelectric process, moving the print head back and forth to build an image line by line. In the thermal inkjet method, ink is heated to create a bubble, while the piezoelectric method relies on crystal vibrations to deposit precise droplets of ink. This diagram shows the internal carriage assembly, including the stepper motor and control circuitry that coordinate the inkjet printing process. Now let's focus on inkjet printer maintenance. This includes ensuring the paper pickup mechanism stays clean, monitoring sensors for jams, and keeping eject rollers clear to prevent smearing. Remember to replace ink cartridges promptly when they run out, and always verify you are using the correct type for your specific printer model. For routine care, perform print head alignment for sharp results, run cleaning cycles to prevent clogs, and always clear paper jams carefully to avoid damaging rollers. Thermal printers operate by using a heating element against heat-sensitive paper, removing the need for traditional ink or toner. A rubber plate and roller feeds the paper through. When maintaining thermal printers, ensure you use the correct paper size and insert the paper with the heat-sensitive side facing the heating element. Regularly remove dust and debris using a soft brush or vacuum to maintain print quality. Also, store thermal paper away from high heat or sunlight, as images will fade quickly. Impact printers use a print head that strikes an inked ribbon against the page. This capability makes them ideal for printing on carbon copy multi-part forms. These printers can use plain paper with a ribbon, multi-part carbon forms, or tractor-fed continuous paper that relies on alignment holes along the edges. Maintenance for impact printers includes replacing ribbons when ink fades, cleaning heads and rollers to prevent smudging, and checking gears for dust buildup. Moving on to troubleshooting, this lesson addresses common print device issues, which aligns with the A+2201-201 Certification Exam Objective 5.6. Our learning outcomes include diagnosing "offline statuses," resolving cloud printing connection problems, and fixing common paper feed malfunctions. We will also look at how to handle print queues in Windows, including clearing out jobs that have caused the spooler to freeze or hang. If a printer shows as offline, start with the basics. Verify it is powered on, check all physical connections, and ensure the correct printer is set as your default. For cloud printing errors, confirm the device is properly registered, test your internet connection, and try re-authenticating the printer with the service provider. When paper isn't feeding, check for obstructions in the path, reload the tray correctly, and inspect the rubber feed rollers for wear that might lead to slipping. Let's look at finisher functions, which include tasks like stapling, hole punching, and adjusting page orientation. If you encounter issues here, like incorrect orientation, check your print driver settings. If hole punches are misaligned, verify your paper size and tray configurations. For staple jams, simply clear the cartridge and reload the staples properly. Now let's discuss troubleshooting printer setups. Whether you are unboxing a new device or configuring a virtual one, always remember to connect via USB, Ethernet, or wireless. After installing the correct drivers and setting your defaults, always test with a sample document to ensure everything is operating as expected. Managing print job issues is a common task. You can clear a frozen queue by restarting the spooler service or removing corrupt jobs. If you experience garbled text, it is often due to outdated drivers, so try reinstalling them. Also, if a specific tray isn't recognized, check your cable connections and tray settings. To wrap up our module, remember that understanding printer components is essential for effective maintenance and setup. Regular care and routine troubleshooting are what allow IT specialists to resolve common connectivity, feed, and quality issues, keeping workplace printing reliable and efficient.